Megatherium is coming to Prehistoric Kingdom, and I could not be happier about it. Now, I'm a couple days late. This dev diary came out a couple days ago, and I just haven't had the chance to talk about it. But I really wanted to get to it this time because I also missed last month's dev diary. It's just been a really busy time for me overall. We're going to discuss the creatures that were revealed in last month's dev diary as well as, the one that was revealed in this one. So don't you worry, but for now, let's kind of discuss some of the really cool things that they have revealed in this one. So there will be a new patch, 17.1, that will add some new changes to like some of the behaviors and, some things about the creatures overall. One thing that certainly stood out to me was, of course, these new animations right here. I especially love these lion ones. They look so good. They look just like, two big cats fighting each other. Pachycephalosaur ones are also really nice. I like how that one knocks it down. And of course, there's like a little bit of a tussle that goes on between the velociraptors. But seriously, I love that lion one. I cannot wait to do more Cenozoic themed things. Which is going to be a little bit easier because we're getting new Cenozoic creatures. Some established ecosystems are expanding a little bit, like the European one and a little bit of like the American one. There will be some changes to the, not really changes, but some like expansions to the management view. It'll be a little bit easier to tell what your creatures need, and, like things will be highlighted, for example, like nests and breeding will be highlighted in color coordinated, so it'll be a lot easier to tell when, what certain creatures need and what you need to do to, fix those things. Like take, for example, right here, current hunger. You have red, which I assume is bad, yellow, which is more so the middle, and then green, which is in a good spot. This one is, he's kind of hungry, but he's going to get something to eat, and this one's doing all right. There will also be some expanded nature requirements, which will make it so that you need to add a few more details to specific enclosures to make animals a bit more comfortable in their environments. And a lot of that is going to be divided up into this nature coverage thing over here, where it's like you have a certain percentage of forests, you have a certain percentage of shrubs, you have a certain percentage of plains and certain percentage of barren. And then, like, of course, things that you add will increase those percentages. So they mostly have plains, so it's still 50%, but they've added 25% shrubs over here and then 25% forest on the left over here. All around, it's really cool stuff that I think is really going to help, expand the game and make things a little bit more challenging for specific game modes. There will be some changes added to the wetland biomes, like with some new plants and things like that. And all of these are looking absolutely gorgeous. Like, look at this shot in particular. That looks so pretty. This one too. You even got some baby Spinosaurs just swimming down there, as well as a highlight of this new brush tool that makes it so that you can just have some water on the land, like little puddles, essentially, which is something that I always think is greatly appreciated, especially for a wetland biome. But obviously, the big thing that most people are talking about with this dev diary is this Megatherium right here. So I'm going to read the whole thing. Thanks to your obliteration of our survey response goal, we're proud to unveil the first skin for everyone's favorite ground sloth, the mighty Megatherium. This particular species lived in the pampas of South America, dwelling in grasslands with occasional woodland nearby. When the animal arrives at full release, each skin will feature a different fur length, with this one being the shortest. Once again, thank you for your survey response, and I love it so far. This first skin, I think, looks really nice. I love, like, you have overall a lighter tan coloration, with it transitioning slowly into a darker brown coloration back here, and more so a blackish stripe up here, which I think is a nice detail overall. As you can see, it's absolutely huge. Megatherium is one of those ground sloths that was basically the size of an elephant, and I am so incredibly excited to see this in the game. I love sloths, and ground sloths in particular are just really fascinating creatures, and I cannot wait to see how it looks in game, and I cannot wait to see how it interacts with other creatures. I can't wait to see how it interacts with its environment. I think that all around that is going to be extremely, extremely cool. So I'm very excited for the inclusion of this critter. And that also makes it so that we can finally have a creature in a Smilodon populator exhibit. Because I don't know if you knew this, but currently, as far as I can remember right now, Smilodon, like none of the species of Smilodon that we have in the game actually coexisted with any other Cenozoic creature. Smilodon was mostly like down south in the Americas, for example, and it didn't live with like the woolly mammoth or yeah, it didn't live with the woolly mammoth, and Megalosaurus lived in Europe. So, there's there hasn't been really any creatures that inhabited the area with Smilodon, and I believe Megatherium did, unless I'm misremembering something. But I believe it existed with Smilodon populator. So yeah, that is a very exciting inclusion, and I will never be upset about the inclusion of more Cenozoic creatures. But like I said, last week, some other Cenozoic creatures were revealed. I will read this full thing too. Speaking of full release, there are a lot of exciting new animals currently in production that we cannot wait to show you once we're closer to launch. However, to celebrate U17, we'd like to officially announce 2 new species coming to the 1.0 roster: the longhorned bison and the steppe bison. To tell them apart, the longhorned bison, Bison latifrons, has a much larger overall size, and those classic horns. I don't know why I always suck at reading these for some reason. Like my brain shuts off. I don't know why. The steppe bison, however, B. priscus, can be identified by its S-shaped horns and smaller size. Bison priscus will also have alternate colors and fur length inspired by both summer and winter seasons and cave art, which is very cool. Giving park managers even more choice when bringing these creatures back to life. I am so incredibly excited to see bison in the game. I love, like, bison are the species of bison that we have today. Bison is like one of my favorite extant animals, as in like one of my favorite animals that is still around. And I think that the species of bison that we used to have during the Pleistocene, the species of bison that we used to have during the Pleistocene are incredibly fascinating, especially with some of their horn lengths, as you can see with bison latifrons here. And these look so good. They look so good, man. I cannot wait to see these guys in game. Just look at that. Look at that. Beautiful colors overall, and they have like the very classic bison shape. Both the male and female are very cool. I cannot wait to make herds of these guys. It's going to be so cool. Bison priscus is also just a gorgeous one. This is the summer skin. As they mentioned, there are different skins for different seasons, essentially. And this one has more of like an orange coloration, which I just think looks beautiful. They look so flippin' good. The team knows how much the community loves Cenozoic animals, and we're pleased to say that our bison here won't be the only ones joining us for 1.0. Oh man, I hope we get a lot. I hope we get more Cenozoic creatures that can flesh out specific environments. As many of you probably already know, I've been spending a lot of time in Prehistoric Kingdom making ecosystems, and something that a lot of people wanted me to do is Cenozoic ecosystems. But my problem with that is that there's not really a lot of creatures that lived in the same environment together. Like, a lot of people think that Smilodon lived with the woolly mammoth, for example, but currently it doesn't seem like it did. Like I said, Smilodon was more further down south in the Americas, while woolly mammoths were up north. Smilodon did not exist with a lot of those very classic and iconic Ice Age animals that you very frequently think of. Now, bison did live down in the La Brea area, for example, down south in the Americas, and Smilodon also lived there, along with the Panthera atrox, which is the American lion. So that means that we're getting an expanded roster of creatures that lived in the same environment, which is something I'm very excited about. Now, I guess I would be able to create some environments, like I could create more so a European environment with like Megalosaurus and the woolly mammoth and Panthera spelaea. But I think a lot of people want to see Smilodon as well, considering the fact that it's one of the most famous extinct cats to ever exist. But again, they are adding new Cenozoic creatures, and I'm so glad that they are. I cannot wait to flesh out some Cenozoic ecosystems. I think that that is going to be one of the most fun things to do in this game. We'll probably do one that's more so based on the... Oh, that's cool. That's a cool one right there. Is this based off of the dinosaurs? It has to be, right? Because there was like herds of Edmontosaurs and Triceratops over here, and then the 2 males were going at it, and then one of the males was ambushed by a T-Rex. Probably is, right? That's so cool. You can make some really cool scenery pieces in Prehistoric Kingdom. One of the reasons why I love it. That's cool too. I love that. Yeah, sometimes I like to just go through these and see some of the cool things that people are building. I like that too. That's a nice idea. I might have to steal that sometime if I ever get around to building some enclosures. Because we're talking about creatures that will be coming to the game soon, we might as well mention Baryonyx, because Baryonyx has obviously been confirmed for the game for a while now. I believe it'll be update 18. Yeah, update 18 is when Baryonyx will be making its way to the game. I'm very excited for this inclusion as well because obviously I love Spinosaurids. Spinosaurids are some of the coolest dinosaurs to ever exist. And this design is certainly really interesting. I think it's quite interesting that they went with the interpretation that the tip of the snout had exposed teeth, whereas the rest of the snout did not. I mean, it's likely that Baryonyx probably just had full lips going down the whole mouth. That's what some of the fossils that we have currently tell us. But all around, this is such a really exciting inclusion, and I cannot wait to see it in the game. So far, the concept art is really cool. But yeah, those are some of the really amazing things that are coming to Prehistoric Kingdom in the near future. I seriously cannot wait. I am always loving this game. This game is easily probably my favorite dinosaur game. Well, prehistoric game in general, because of course there's not just dinosaurs in it, which is something that helps make it feel incredibly special. I still do hope that we get some Paleozoic creatures in the future. I think that would be really cool. There's a lot of really cool Paleozoic creatures that I think would fit right in the Prehistoric Kingdom roster. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have an awesome day.